Hey, y'all, we're back at it with your Central Texas real estate update. Rates have held steady over the past week, and the numbers are slightly up over the prior week, which makes sense because the prior week was Thanksgiving. Additionally, Austin is reducing home prices at a slower rate than the majority of the country, and that indicates that the local real estate market here remains quite resilient, even in a higher rate environment. We're going to wrap it up with an exciting story about what's in store for 30 plus East 6th Street properties. Hint, hint, they're getting a makeover. So, as always, let's start with the numbers. Over the past week, rates have stayed steady at 7.22%. This stability can offer a favorable environment for homebuyers, providing them with more affordable options than what we saw between the September and November months of this year, where the rates were the highest. Additionally, the stabilization shows that there's less volatility in the market as more and more news comes out that the worst of the rate hikes are likely behind us. In fact, word on the street is that they may be coming down up to a full point next year, and that's according to many economists at this point. So that would be awesome. Fingers crossed. With that said, though, it's very important to note that with every 1% rate reduction, 10 million buyers into the market nationally. So if rates do come down, it's quite likely that you're going to see prices begin to rise at a faster pace than what we saw even this year. This year they went up at it'll be probably settling at around 5 to 6% here in the Austin area. It could get a lot higher than that if rates come down significantly. So, up next, we'll do a quick snapshot of how property listings have performed in the past 7 days. We had 681 new listings hit the market. That's expanding the options that buyers have available to choose from. That's always great. More options is a good thing. We had 1,098 properties that had price decreases. So sellers are displaying increased flexibility with pricing, and this can really create favorable conditions for negotiations if you're a buyer. Interestingly, though, as I mentioned above, here in the Austin area, price reductions are actually happening at a much slower pace than the national average. Please note, I want to caveat this. Property values did increase this year, and they're continuing to go up. So these price decreases are not suggesting that prices are falling so much as that sellers are having to lower to meet the demand of buyers. They're lowering their asking price, but prices are going up, and sellers are pricing here. And so as prices are going up, sellers are bringing it down to meet it, if that makes sense. We also had 123 price increases, believe it or not. So some properties are experiencing so much demand that they're actually adjusting their asking prices up. We had 121 properties come back on market. Those were listings that have been taken off the market. Usually they went under contract, but they're now back on the market because the deal fell through. So that's just another opportunity for buyers to snag them. We had 767 properties that went under contract. Those are properties that are actively in the process of being sold, and that indicates a dynamic and competitive market. In fact, this is the first time in weeks, probably months, that we've seen more pending homes than new listings. Now, this is an important trend line to watch because as listings come off the market, as there's less on the market, prices will likely increase based on supply and demand. So, something to pay close attention to. We also had 746 closings. Those are successful transactions. And of course, again, that reflects the fact that we're still in a very robust market. Now, on to our featured story. East 6th is getting a facelift. In a recent article from Austin Business Journal, Stream Realty Partners plans to commence a significant restoration project over 30 properties, maybe more, along Austin's East 6th Street, and they plan on starting in January, so just a couple weeks. The initial work is going to focus on restoring the facades and the interiors of stream-owned buildings that fallen into disrepair. And they plan on doing broader interior and exterior work scheduled for later in Q1 and Q2 of 2024. The firm aims to revitalize the area by making it an all-day destination with local shops, live music, restaurants, and community events. Additionally, they have plans for a 5-floor hotel and a 10-story residential tower. The redevelopment is part of a $500 to $750 million investment to transform East 6th Street. Now, if you're a local, you know that East 6 has been steadily growing and drawing tons of activity to its bars, shops, restaurants, etc. It's a wonderful news to hear that Stream Realty is going to be doing work on up to 30 properties, if not more. See, Stream Realty, if you're not familiar with them, they're pretty big dogs here in the commercial real estate world in Austin. And they're known for managing and owning some beautiful properties throughout the entire area, from like Westlake up north, down south, and obviously Central Austin as well. These developments are likely going to increase the value and desirability throughout East Austin. So it's very exciting to see. I'm excited to see how it shapes up over the next year. In conclusion, rates are stable and they're probably going to be coming down next year. Listing prices are continuing to stabilize, and the sales data indicates that prices have climbed all year and are steadily climbing into next year. This also means that properly priced homes in desirable areas are likely to sell pretty quickly, but overpriced homes will likely sit until their prices have been adjusted downwards to a reasonable level for that specific area. Additionally, Stream Realty continues to demonstrate that Austin market has a ton of long-term growth potential, as they're willing to invest large sums of cash in revitalizing and upgrading their portfolio of commercial properties. I always tell people, if the big dogs are doing it, you should probably be thinking about it too. If you see new development happening in a community where these big builders are coming in and spending tens, hundreds of millions of dollars to build an area up, it's probably a good indicator that you should maybe be thinking about buying there as well. Now, as always, if you've had any questions about the real estate market, or you or any friends or family are thinking about making a move soon, please, of course, don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. You can shoot me a DM. I'm always happy to help strategize around your specific real estate needs. Talk to you soon.